Hello guys, it's Quater, and I know it's been a long time, but here we are for reacting to Zek Films Part 4.
If crushed with a hydraulic press, how much
That was not the wind.
prime could you extract? You see, prime bottles are mainly composed of water, protein, forest, and a small amount of Optimus Prime. So, if you squeeze it, you could get about 11 ounces of juice. And you can use his hairs as a broom to clean your dirt.
What even was that?
Start by applying some soda and toothpaste on the soles of your shoes, rubbing them in with an old brush. You see, baking soda and toothpaste create an oxide that perfectly dissolves dirt and restores the shine of your shoes. Next, add a sprinkle of gunpowder and start rubbing them
Oh god, this is not gonna end well.
fast until they catch fire. Start
Let's get an instant replay on that.
and start rubbing them fast until they catch fire. Start by placing the Oxford Dictionary
Okay, bro.
into the blender and add 2 raw eggs, then turn it on and mix them for a few seconds. Finally, pour it into your ass.
Yo, what?
See, knowledge can be absorbed through the intestinal walls directly into the bone marrow. And in an hour, you'll be speaking with a perfect British accent. Every time you try to say, hello, going down Dinglewood.
What the heck?
Always start with aiming at the pocket between the first and third pins to ensure a hit, rather than the center pin. You see, this specific entry angle creates a chain reaction that always ends into the strike. But if they still refuse to fall, insert your fingers into the ball's holes and swallow it, keeping your arm steady.
What?
And jump inside a Lahitol 95 millimeter.
Oh no.
Always Start by squeezing the stem, then use both thumbs to push deep into the hole. Next, wrap your fingers tightly around the apple and squeeze hard, holding the pressure. Then, turn your thumbs outward. This will cause your fingers to squeeze the sides of the apple while your thumbs lift the top.
Okay.
Next, light the fuse and take a
no. This
big
is not
bite
well.
with...
Oh,
Start by
no.
squeezing the stem, then use both. If you stop trimming your fingernails, most people think they will just grow straight and curl over time. But that's actually not true. You see, the accumulation of bacteria and fungi under the nail plate can cause chronic infections that permanently deform your nail bed. And when you're going to take a shit, you can use them as a scraper.
Hey, yo, what the hell? Ew, sus.
Always shave with the grain, because shaving against it ensures a closer shave, but tears the skin and causes irritation.
That was actually the perfect timing to
See,
pause.
until 1745, barbers were
Huh?
also considered surgeons, which explains the red and white stripes on the pole used to represent blood and bandages. This same technique was used by a field barber in the militia during the war, except he uses a Kalishnikov. Always shave.
Of course, what else do you expect from Zek Films? Everything explodes.
They dragged the coffin next to the goal to honor their friend's memory by letting him score the last ball. So one guy stepped back to take the shot that should bounce off the coffin straight into the net, but the impact was
Why is there so many?
so
6,
strong
7?
that the ball killed 2 more of their friends. They dragged.
What was even that?
His skull got deformed from breakdancing too much over time, leaving him a flat, smooth surface. He still wanted to impress girls, even if he was too so he decided to show some dance tricks, but
What is
fool of
going
himself.
on?
And he was later recruited in the armed forces of the
What happened to his head, man? Wait, is that the
recruited
same
in the
guy?
armed forces of the U.S. as a perfect anti-aircraft system for WW3. His skull got
Not the gods again.
free. If your hand got stuck in a jar, how do you get it out? Start by pouring sunflower oil on your hand and rotate it, making it smooth
So first you pull it out, and then so you pull it out to pull it out.
and easy to squeeze.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, pour some whipped cream from your sister's photos
Hey yo.
to soften your hand. However, if this fucking glass still holds your hand, insert a dynamite stick right into the...
Oh, not.
If a tank fires at you, how many books stacked together can actually protect you? You see, the tank shell is designed to go through armored metal and stone walls. So even if you stack 30 books tightly together, the shell would easily go through them and kill you. But if you place the Bible
Yo, what?
through them and kill you. But if you place the Bible in the book stack,
What?
Start by placing your front foot behind the front bolts with your toes slightly hanging off the edge,
I don't think that's a
keeping your shoulders
skateboard, though.
parallel with the board to maintain balance. Then snap the tail down sharply with your back foot while jumping upwards. And as the board rises, slide your front foot up the grip tape and flick off the toe side edge of the nose. But if you fail to perform, take the baby and throw it away. Start by
And, yes, another explosion.
place 2 earplugs in your nose. Then fold your tongue back and use your index and middle fingers from each hand to push it down. Then press your index fingers
second
into
I
the
actually
sides
thought
of
I
your
got
mouth
this
and
one.
fold your lips over your teeth. This pushes the air over your tongue and through the small gap between your fingers. Finally, take a deep breath and then exhale forcefully.
Oh, no! No. No, no.
She was cheating on her husband with her father, and as soon as
Yo, what?
they walked into the
No.
room, she recognized the sound of her man's motorcycle. She immediately exclaimed, "Hide quickly, but not inside the closet, that's too obvious." The man was terrified, but managed to jump behind the... She was cheating on her... Why do Japanese kung fu masters wear such large hats that are pulled down over their foreheads? Many people might think
Yo, what a... Yo, what is
over
that?
their foreheads. Many people might think that it's to prevent people from seeing their narrow eyes and tears. However, the real reason is that kung fu masters only accept people with flat heads to wear such hats. Because during combat, the hat can be used as an ideal defense with the Spinakajitsu. Why do
That was so random.
If you touch something and your atoms line up in a perfect line, there is a tiny chance that you will pass through the object like a ghost. But this is statistically impossible. This is because atoms are surrounded by a layer of energy that repels other atoms like a magnet. This creates a small space that separates you, no matter how hard you press. So you actually never touched anything, and my client didn't touch that. If you touch something,
Yo, what?
This little donut drew a picture of his mom, but
Was Ganon Stream playing that?
she
What?
looked like a fuck. Donut drew a picture of his mom, but she looked like a fuck. She was like,
What?
"Good Lord, you're a
happening?
hairy."
What?
So the kid was grounded, but she felt in guilty
the end,
for
he
burning
became
ice
Mr.
Speed. This little
What is
donut.
going on? These transitions are diabolical.
If you shoot samurai armor with a flaming crossbow bolt, it would often bounce off the overlapping lamellae. The armor was constructed with layers of iron and leather, giving it great strength and flexibility. But when flintlock pistols arrived, they were upgraded with heavier iron plating that might stop the relatively slow pistol bullets. However, if you shoot Fujimoto Taro Salmon Nigiri Teriyaki with a M26 Pershing, if you shoot samurai armor with
if you fall and break your teeth, the dentist might shave down the surrounding area and use a special cement to restore them, as they serve as anchor points for the orthodontic wire. This exerts constant pressure that, over time, will straighten your teeth. As a final touch, a state-of-the-art device with a built-in flamethrower will help you stop. If you fall
What is even happening?
Start by cutting a wood stick in two. Place them on a tree trunk with the flat side facing inward. Then secure them with 4 large rubber bands. Now, spread the wooden sticks apart using your foot to help you, and use a smaller one to lock the trap in place, ready for use. Finally, hang a couple of bananas as bait, making sure not to trip.
What the heck was that?
Start by cutting a wood. If you go to sleep and suddenly feel like you're falling, there's actually a scientific reason for that weird sensation. This is called not pushing your meat before bed.
Son.
Messes up your body's routine. You see, your body's so used to the daily ritual that when you skip it, your brain straight up punishes you by making you feel like you're getting thrown off a skyscraper to wake your ass up. And as you reach the ground,
What the heck?
McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers every single day. And since each burger patty weighs less than a quarter pound, one cow can produce nearly 3,000 burgers from its meat. That means McDonald's uses approximately 2,000 cows every day just to keep up with global demand for their burgers. But if we take an average U.S. fat mom, she can eat the
Oh, nah.
entire lunch order, half of McDonald's tables, 2 chairs, and a clown in just one sitting. So to
What?
prevent global starvation, you need to use a Tsar nuclear bomb.
Oh, nah. What is with these random bombs coming in and exploding everything?
Would a grenade explode if crushed by a hydraulic press? You see, when you pull the pin on a hand grenade, it releases a safety lever that allows the striker to hit the primer, which ignites a fuse, as the fuse burns down and makes it explode. But if you crush it with a hydraulic press, this system won't work because the grenade would just slip. Would a
Oh,
grenade
no,
explode
not
if
again.
crushed?
An American soldier hid inside a fake plastic sheet alongside with his M4 machine gun during the war in Afghanistan. He did this to kill a Taliban leader. And when the day came,
What? The wind is real strong
he
right now.
did this to kill a Taliban leader. And when the day came and the unit approached the area, he prepared to take the shot.
Oh, nah, that's even worse.
He broke the train control joystick by falling asleep. He didn't have time to wait for Spidey to save him. So without hesitation, he jumped on the dashboard by using his own joystick.
What? What the heck?
This almost stopped the train.
Oh, nah. This is getting crazier by the minute.
He cut open the whale, hoping to find the hidden treasure. You see, Norwegian fishermen used special harpoons to capture whales without killing them. No, please. In 1734, a fisherman named Mike Oxsmall caught a strange whale because he found a little boy nuclear bomb.
Oh, not again.
Cut open the whale, hoping to find the hidden treasure. Start by grabbing both sides of the shoelaces with 3 fingers. On the left side, you go down and over the top. Then, with your right hand, you go over the top and under. Now, grab the opposite end of the loops and pull through. In a quick second, you tied your shoes. But there is even a faster way. Before this process, simply step on a German bouncing Betty. Start by grabbing both sides of. They start by placing a tire to an old diesel engine. Then one guy grabs the rope that is wrapped around the starter and runs. Once the engine is started, another guy gently hits it with a stick, and the tire will run away at very high speed. Finally, the last guy would put a ladder in front of him to hit the tire and make it fly, trying to hit a tower behind him. This Indian game is called Samaya Manthan Tikaba Curry Mohan. They start by placing a tire to
Wait a minute.
game is called Samaya Manthan Tikaba Curry Mohan. They start.
Is that a 9/11 joke? I can't tell if that was a 9/11 joke.
He slammed the money down and asked, "Change these, you dumb used dishwasher?"
Fortunately, the poor old lady was almost deaf, so she opened the cash register to take out some $20 bills and said,
Here they are, honey. Is there anything else I can do for
The
you?
man realized he had an extra bill and took a moment to think, man, that lady was so nice to me. I can't take the piss out of her.
You're a gangster. You can't let this opportunity slip by. Take the money.
No, I can't. Excuse me, ma'am. I think there's a bill missing.
Oh, nah. That was surprisingly normal, though.
2 people place their fingers on the triangle and let themselves be guided. In the center of it lies a glass lens that makes the letters on the Ouija board visible. You see, participants generally start with simple questions, and the triangle moves according to the answers given by the spirit. But you don't always meet good spirits. Using the board is not recommended. If you ask, Charlie, Charlie, are you here? Make sure you
Oh, no.
Two people place their fingers on the triangle and let them. Some martial masters intentionally hit a metal stick every day for years, trying to make their leg tough and strong. You see, the hit impact causes small fractures in the bone, which heals with additional layers of calcium, making the bones harder, and over time, the leg becomes more muscular and stronger. But when you arrive
Okay,
in
bro.
London and ask gentlemen for the time, this will certainly not. Some
Okay, bro.
Police arrested him because he was bald and blinded almost all pilots in the sky. You see, he shaved and polished his bald head to make it super smooth, but had a problem because he started balding at a young age and his head grew pointy. So every time he went out of his house, his head was working as a giant mirror. Then one day he found the solution and put on a transparent, ultra-thin latex to prevent the sun deflection. But as went out of the house, he found himself during the American Revolution and fired. Police arrested
no. Why is everything getting cracked?
Do you know how Hollywood camera lenses don't get wet under the snow? You see, this system uses centrifugal force to instantly remove water, dirt, and rain from the surface. And by constantly rotating, the lens remains perfectly clean, even in the harshest weather conditions, ensuring the perfect shot. Moreover, filmmakers often use this.
What? Are we dead as again?
Do you know how always start from the center?
That was
This
a
column
butt
gives you
joke.
more options to win. If your opponent starts there too, simply add another coin. Again, focusing on the center column gives you horizontally, diagonally, and even vertical winning combinations. But if your opponent put another fucking coin, calm down and use a metal storm.
What the
Always
hell?
start from the.
That was so random.
If you attach a silencer to a knife, it will most likely make it impossible for the enemy to detect or feel a stab. This is because the silencer has an automatic detection system that activates when the blade pierces a surface. And it also comes with a scope for long-range stabbings,
What?
even with a bipod for stable stabbings. If you attach
They would intentionally put a small bomb inside a chocolate bar in an attempt to assassinate Churchill during World War II. And the spy successfully smuggled it into the party and placed it next to his seat. But they didn't realize it was a charity event for children with different syndromes. And as the boy approached Churchill, he passed him the chocolate bar as a gift, curing him instantly.
Bro,
They would intentionally-
Hell nah.
Start by adding a knob of butter to a cold pan, then crack and add 4 eggs. Turn the heat up to medium, and when the butter has completely melted, start stirring
was
gently,
an
but
interesting
don't
butter
add
trick.
salt or pepper yet. Now, take the pan off the heat and don't stop mixing. Back on heat, off the heat. Back on heat, stir the off, heat the on. Add the salt,
What is going
fire
on?
the Start by
What the heck was even that?
If you use colored toilet paper, be very careful. Many people don't know that colored or scented paper is dangerous for the human body. You see, using strawberry scented toilet paper, it could irritate and redden your body. Within just 1 week, your intestines are supposed to start producing a strange whipped cream tasting with strawberries, allowing you to become the McFlurry machine,
Oh,
attracting
no.
albino and chocolate children.
Oh no!
If you use colored toilet
That was crazy.
the table starts to spin the mother around as she was giving birth, and this could generate up to 8 Gs of force. It is the same amount a fighter pilot would feel at high speeds. As it sped up, the baby would be pushed downward, and a small net at the end was supposed to catch it once it was born. Doctors have banned this practice because mothers start shooting babies out like
what
machine
the hell?
guns during childbirth.
What the
The table
hell?
starts to spin the mother.
Have you ever wondered how to lose weight the fastest? Most people believe
What?
that fat just disappears when you watch your diet and exercise a lot. Watch a fat. But But in reality, all you need is to catch a mebic dysentery. Have you ever
Oh,
wondered
no.
how to lose weight the fastest?
They place each pill in the designated bottle, paying attention to its color and shape. You see, each worker is assigned to a specific pill when they get hired. They must be very careful to always take the correct ones, or they could be delivered to the wrong people. The conveyor belt travels at a speed that
Oh,
maximizes
what?
productivity.
What the hell is even going on? That escalated quickly.
How many hamsters running in wheels would you actually need to power a smart house? You see, to supply an average U.S. home with electricity in any reasonable way, you'd need an army of about 15 to 20 extremely athletic hamsters, running nonstop in 3 rotating shifts. And if you're trying to power a massive mansion, you will need to attach the hamsters to a nuclear reactor.
What? What? Everything just keeps getting nuked. Okay.
If a cow eats coffee beans, can it make the cappuccino? You see, a cappuccino consists of coffee, milk, foam, and a small sprinkle of cacao powder. And this gives it a nice look. But if you want a next level cappuccino, you need to let the cow take her time. After that, it will be ready to drink, but never use a straw.
What
If
the
a cow
heck
eats
is-
coffee beans, he connected a flash drive into his skull, trying to increase
What?
his memory capacity. You see, he was a space scientist obsessed with what was hidden inside Area 51. So one night, he snuck into the area, disabling the alarm and disarming the guards, stealing the classified data from the servers, and decided to upload it straight into his own brain. But as he plugged the flash drive inside, he was shocked.
What? What?
Soldiers used to tape fake explosives to chickens during World War II. You see, chickens were trained to attack and scare enemy soldiers, making them easy targets for the snipers. But this practice did not last long because enemies realized that the explosives were actually fake and simply started to ignore them. But this was part of the U.S. plan. So they started using real explosives instead, and oh my God, Speed, that's not frog! Soldiers used
What the hell, man?
If your neighbor is making too much annoying noise from his
Ah, yes. Lod.
yard, how do you get rid of it? You see, this is a very common problem, but there is an optimal solution. To get rid of his loud noise, all you have to do is to put a frag grenade with a small wire hiding in the grass. And once he finds the gift, it will explode, turning him into your mailbox. If your neighbor
What?
is making too much noise,
He bought a new Zlipper Pharaoh trying to hack his glaze station and get
Heck is what?
free games. Then he used the local network to connect through an external Wi-Fi module. But the moment he connected to a new device, an Airbus A3,
Oh, no.
he bought a new Zlipper Pharaoh. Always shoot diagonally and search for ships in a checkerboard pattern. This can almost guarantee a win in Battleship. But if your opponent starts copying the same tactic after your opening moves, change the pattern and target the corners, where ships are often hiding. However, if the game still doesn't go your way, use a Dutch harpoon cannon.
Bro,
Always
not
shoot.
again with the guns.
he bites his teammate's butt during
What?
jump. Because in double ski jumping, speed is a key factor. Modern athletes have developed this technique to improve aerodynamics in midair, incredibly reducing the superfine in contact with the wind. Then the jump continues with pirouettes and somersaults. 天哪，难以置信的事情正在发生，我的眼睛到底看到！Bites his teammate's butt. He pushes himself forward, sliding on the ice and throwing the stone at high speed. Meanwhile, the second player makes a continuous movement with the broom to increase speed or change direction. When the stone hits the opponent's stones, they are knocked out of the circle. To win, you must have more rocks closer to the center. Meanwhile, in the women's competition, what? He pushes
What?
himself forward. If you swallow gum, most people think it's dangerous because it could stick inside your stomach and make your belly grow huge with big quantities. But that's not actually the case. You see, when you digest it and it goes into the intestine, and by farting, the gum will transform into a tiny balloon floating out of your body. And this balloon can grow so big.
Oh, no.
If you swallow gum, most
What the heck was that ending? Let's get into replay.
to a tiny balloon, and and this balloon can grow so big. If you swallow gum, why do you always lose at arm wrestling? You see, most people just push sideways with their arm, but that puts all the strain on your elbow and makes it easy to get beat. Instead, pull your opponent's hand towards your own shoulder to close the gap, and use your entire body weight to lean sideways for leverage. Finally, he will be out of energy, so you quickly let go of his hand, and he will punch himself in the face. While he's stunned, tape him to the roundabout and make it spin.
Oh, no!
Why do you always lose at arm wrestling?
What is
A woman
even
noticed
happening?
a washing machine sitting on the side of the road while driving. Confused, she pulled over to take a closer look. Suddenly, strange appeared from behind the trees, riding on LeBron James. But before she
What
could
the
even
heck?
react, he approached her. A
Oh,
woman noticed
no.
a washing machine sitting on the side of
These
the...
endings are just so random.
Spread your legs and bend on your knees when playing table tennis. Then angle the racket at 70 degrees and hit the ball. This shot will give it a special effect, and when it bounces off the opponent's side of the table, the ball will curve unexpectedly. If your opponent manages to hit the ball, then use the table as a... Spread your legs and bend on your knees when playing.
Would you rather jump into an erupting volcano or dive into a tank of sharks? If you choose the volcano, the lava will cook your ass instantly like a turkey. But if you choose the sharks, you'll be eaten like a kebab. There is also another option. If you can stick a ballistic missile up your ass, you can win a Medal of Honor and a free colonization. Would you rather...
The bombs and the butt jokes again.
If you want to build a perfect snowman, first find wet snow that sticks, then roll a large base and add the body with the head. Finally, neighborhood kids will definitely try to destroy it. So place an anti-personnel mine inside. If you want to build a perfect snowman, always start from the center and occupy the central squares to maximize your piece's mobility and restrict your opponent. This doubles the chances of winning. If your opponent also tries to occupy the center, try to maintain a king's row for as long as possible. And when you get your first queen, use an Austrian lace. Always start from the center and occupy. If you bite a gold coin, it bends almost instantly because raw gold is a very soft material. In the Wild West, they used to bite gold coins precisely because they were 24-karat gold and to verify their authenticity. This won't damage your teeth or the coin. But if you bite Abdul Wahab, if you bite a gold...
What? That was so loud.
Many people wonder how to fix a squeaky door with no tools. It's pretty easy. You just need to take some oil and grease the hinges. If that doesn't work, take some oil and pour it on your ass.
What?
Finally, take a German 7.5 centimeter...
Oh, no. Not again.
Many people wonder how to fix a... If you shoot at a piece of paper folded many times, can it stop the bullet? You see, it would take about 200 to 300 pieces of paper to stop a bullet from a gun. But if you could fold a regular sheet 42 times its thick, if you shoot at a piece of paper...
Oh, God. Not the Nazi jokes.
A soldier called his parents and said,
I'm back home tomorrow, but I'm bringing another soldier with me. He lost a leg and he's blind. Please treat him like family.
his parents were speechless. Then his mother snapped.
No, don't bring him here. We don't need problems in our house.
Days passed, but their son never returned. Worried, they searched for weeks until they learned he was living with a poor old man in their own city. They rushed there and knocked. The door opened and they froze. Do you know? This man saw the stroller running into traffic because the wind blew it away, and the baby's mother. He sprinted forward, but unexpectedly, the stroller dodged. This man. Always stand when you have a 17. This doubles your chances of winning. If the dealer doesn't have Jack, Queen, or King, don't take the risk. When he revealed his card, he must continue till reaching 17 or get busted. If you suddenly start losing, use a Mark II pineapple. Always stand when you have a 17. Ever wondered where she crashed her truck right into a massive beehive, almost reaching her house, and a huge swarm of angry bees burst out and attacked her. Everyone rushed in trying to pull her away from the car. Suddenly, her husband managed to take her out. She crashed her truck right into a mass. His opponent grabbed him by the throat with his
Whoa,
bare
whoa.
hands, using all his strength. In this ancient Olympic competition, whoever loses consciousness loses. But with enough strength, you can make the AAA. His opponent opponent grabbed him by the throat with his bare hand. The chicken slipped into his mouth while he was sleeping, and the next morning he woke up looking like the animal. The man didn't notice anything, but the following evening, an M240
What?
machine gun slipped into his mouth. He woke up suddenly in his sleep. The chicken slipped into his mouth. If you shoot a tank with a gun, most people might think that the bullet would bounce off the armor, but that's not the case. But you see, if you stick the tank's barrel up your nose,
Oh, no.
you can give yourself a lobotomy. If you shoot a
Guess who?
He went to an American university to study English so he could get a job in the U.S. And for 4 years, he read textbooks and memorized new words. So when the language proficiency exam finally came, he reached the C4 level. He went to an American university to study English so he could get a job in the Wearing AirPods is dangerous because they act as earplugs and cause earwax to build up. And that's not all. Instead, use the Bosch Professional Hammer Drill GD.
What is going on?
Wearing AirPods. Have you ever wondered how to calm a crying baby on board an airplane? Most people think the best solution is to hand them a toy, switch on some
Not the Italian brain rot.
cartoons, or try gentle rocking to help them shift attention from clogged
Yo, what?
ears. If you let some... Have you ever wondered how to calm a... They drew white stripes on the ground, adding dark shadows on the sides, creating a new kind of pedestrian crossing. And from the perspective of an approaching car, it looks like real blocks floating above the ground. You see, this invention was created because no one stopped at crosswalks. So when a person approaches the drawing, make sure to... They drew white stripes on the ground, adding dark shadows. Why doesn't America use the metric system, but they have their own one? You might think they want to be different, but the reason may surprise you. From the very beginning, students are not trained in the metric system because they cannot do without a 9mm. Why doesn't America...
No. These jokes are just crazy.
His father destroyed his son's PlayStation 5 with a hammer while he was filming. You see, he was so obsessed with Minecraft that he spent day and night playing the game. Brokenhearted, he planned the perfect revenge on his father. He sets a trap inside his father's office, and when he sits down, his father...
Not the cracking jokes again.
They would place the man in the pit and cover him completely with soil, breathing through a bamboo cane. You see, in their beautiful culture, this is a ritual of purification of the mind and soul used by their ancestors. Finally, the tribal chief...
Whoa,
They would
what?
place the man in the pit. Do you know why men cover their eyes and women cover their mouths when they cry? You see, there is no scientific explanation for why, but it is much simpler than you think. The average man covers his eyes to catch his tears, while women cover their mouths because they can't shut the Do you know why men cover their eyes and women cover their mouths?
Okay, that's I think that might be sexist.
If a pregnant woman trips and falls, what happens to her belly? When a woman is pregnant, her belly has two different layers, the skin and the sac where the baby is carried. So, when the woman starts dancing... If a pregnant woman... Place the squid on the cutting board and hold it by the tip with the palm of your hand. Then give it a karate chop on the head with your other hand, and you will notice that it changes color. This method is quick, painless, and guaranteed. Place the squid on the cutting board and hold...
I was not expecting that. Just 'cause
When you apply the blackhead mask, it gets into the open pores and sticks to the tip of the pimple. And when you peel it off, the blackheads remain sticking to the mask and are extracted from the pore. See if you peel it off. When you apply the blackhead...
No.
This new car safety system guarantees a new level
What?
of protection. You see, normally a seatbelt should be fastened like this, but during an accident, it might not work 100%. Thanks to this new system, death rates have fallen. This new
Oh, nah.
rub the lamp and a genie
Yo, what?
will appear to grant you 3 wishes. But no more than 3, so choose wisely. Now, if you wish to be on a tropical island with your friend,
Oh, hell nah.
He cut open the horse because in extremely cold conditions, it can provide excellent shelter, as this Viking practice was used to survive during expeditions to Antarctica. Just make sure you don't cut a nuclear horse. He cut open the horse because the woman was determined to do water skiing in waters full of sharks. You might think it's dangerous, but not so much for the sharks themselves as for the fins you have to dodge as they stick out of the water. At the sound of the bell, the boat sets off and reaches an impressive speed in no time. The woman was determined to do water skiing in water. Some wild dogs carry a parasite that makes them bolder, turns them into pack leaders, and spreads to other dogs through bites. And when a human gets infected with this parasite, they also become more confident and fearless.
Oh,
they can achieve career success.
Oh no!
The small toy engine is attached to the edge of a cup of milk and chocolate, and then by pressing a button, it starts and mixes the content. You see, this toy was invented to entertain chaotic toddlers during meals. But if you use a small toy engine is attached to the edge of... Only a few people know how to pick a ripe watermelon. First, tap it to make sure it sounds hollow. Then, give it a good smell. If it smells like summer and sugar, you're on the right track. And finally, gently make a small hole in it. Only a few people know how to pick a...
That's enough with the... That is enough with the cracking jokes, Zek Films.
While reading, the man noticed a strange noise coming from the next room. Opening the door, he found his son with a strange vacuum cleaner. The man knew exactly what was happening in that room.
Oh,
While
not
reading,
again!
The man noticed he lit and threw a firecracker. While reading,
Also.
he lit and threw a firecracker into the toilet as a joke. But when the fuse is dipped in water, you might think it turns off instantly. But that's not the case. You see, if you put your grandmother on the toilet, the fuse can reignite.
Oh,
He lit and threw a fire. Police removed her prosthetic legs for a more detailed inspection and told them that they could wait outside. The boy became upset because the old lady could not walk now, but suddenly a police officer had an incredible idea. He removed the legs from it. Police removed...
What the...
If you're buried up to your neck by the mafia, don't panic. Move your body to sink slightly into the ground. Then make a few more holes with your head. This will make the kidnapper's job much...
What?
If you're buried up... When your mom throws a slipper at you, how
Okay,
fast
this
can
is
it
the
go?
last one.
You see, a small caliber...
Okay, what?
How fast can it go? You see, a small caliber bullet reaches about 365 meters per second. And compared to that, a slipper flies at about 90 meters per second, which is just enough to break a wall. Finally, if you attach the slipper to a rocket launcher, the final speed is so high. When your mom throws a slipper at...
Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And also check out my Discord server if you haven't. We are very close to 100 members. Thank you for watching again, and see ya.